Hello everyone, my name is Wang Zheng. So today I'd like to talking about my topic. My topic is about the future shape of graffiti in China. Graffiti is over all the world, but in China there aren't many graffiti artists around. That's because doing graffiti in public spaces here can get you arrested. So most graffiti you see in China is more about making a statement or bring trendy, unlike in the UK where it's more about artist expression. Even though graffiti isn't legal, it's kind of become a part of the city's vibe. You can feel the different colors and voice it brings to public spaces. Then, living in London for a year really opened my eyes to graffiti. It's everywhere, telling stories in all shapes and sizes. But in China, it's like you hardly see any of it. Maybe it's because each country has its own rules on the graffiti. Even though most public graffiti is illegal, it's still around, which got me thinking about its future. How can we let people express themselves freely without causing trouble? And that got me asking some big questions. So let's move on the next page. This is my mind map. I use the mapping ways of thinking to explore the emergency of graffiti and its possible future forms. I saw about the motivation of people to graffiti and the graffiti of psychological activities from the evolution of the history of graffiti to extents of graffiti in different countries, and at the same time relate to the study of graffiti design and the future of science and technology to explore the extents of graffiti. So I found out from my research that even before graffiti was a thing, people just had this nature urges to draw whatever they want. It's like this tried was already there when we were kids. Those simple lines we doodle. They are not just random scribbles. They are a way for us to process information and express our thoughts and feelings. It's like this innate need we have to express ourselves, and that's what got me thinking. Maybe graffiti is just a grown-up version of doodling, a way for adults to keep expressing themselves. So let's move on the next page. In this page, I began to research the development of graffiti. Graffiti in public space has a powerful force. Urban space is equivalent to a giant canvas. Different people has different voice on this social form, and graffiti's visual form of dissemination is broader, can get more people to see their own voice. It's very free to express and do not know the authors of the authors who is. People can be more true to their own expression and at the same time in the interrupts formation of a new form of art. So let's move on the next page. The development of graffiti has evolved from a simple random drawing to a story expression. After a lot of thought and design, with the development of the time, graffiti has been integrated into different forms of expression, and the content is rich but also shows people's psychological activity with the change of the time. So let's move on the next. I compare the city full of graffiti and the city without graffiti by taking photos. And at the same time, I got to think about whether the city with graffiti is a city where people's inner expression is direct. While the city without graffiti is a city where people's inner inspiration is not well expressed, but rather hidden, and there's no knowledgeable of the different voice of human beings in the space to the society. So, source recording and observation, I discovered the psychological motivation behind graffiti. People in the process of graffiti is like playing a game. This game can let the graffiti artist be true to himself. Graffiti behaviors may give the graffiti artist a dream, like game experiments. In the different world, the graffiti artist carries on the inspiration of different voice, storytelling, the release of an adversary mentality and identity. So comparing the development of graffiti in UK and China, the difference is that in the UK, graffiti art has become one of the least costly ways for the underprivileged to express their voice, and is spread more widely in public places. It's seen by more people, and its anonymity is well protected. But under China's policies, this opportunity for the underprivileged to speak out is basically non-existent, and is basically difficult to reach the act of expressing one's true feeling about the world in graffiti in China. So graffiti can only exist in the form of decoration. Then I start thinking about how graffiti could become legitimate in the future, maybe even becoming a skill or a way to express emotion. Then I'm going to collect and explore graffiti from different angles and observe the mental and emotional expression of graffiti artists. Then I will do some design experiments based on what I find. After, in the future, maybe graffiti could become a way for people to express their emotions and thoughts freely. Maybe technology can help people make it legal and even turn it into a form of education, letting people express themselves and speak out about society. So, studying graphic designers can get more creative and keep pushing design forward. Finally, perhaps in the future, Chinese graffiti can explore the use of technology to continue graffiti while better integrating into public space and expressing inner emotions. This also relates to the exploration of decolonization and sustainability that I learned about in the last module. Thinking about how graffiti in the Chinese context should be freed from the constraints of being just a decorative, technical, and how it can be sustainably developed in the future. So next step, I think I will try to learn how to create the education with the graffiti and bring it to the China to teach the people get the right way to got the graffiti means. Yeah. So this experimental video is the direction I want to start in the early stages, recording the innate expression and emotional state of the doodler during the virtual doodling process, and at the same time, it's a way to educate about graffiti skill. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.